Defense is going to be very important for both teams tonight. Pitt has always been a very defensive-minded team. The last time the Islanders visited Consol, they handed the Penguins a loss. When you look at these two teams, they're taking a very similar approach to the season in terms of taking it game by game. At times, an intense practice here at South Point for the Penguins. And the Pens are an unbelievable 21-2 in their past 23 games. When the puck slammed into the back of his neck, it looked like Penguins forward Pascal Dupuis was in big trouble. During the losing streak, Pitt was really in a lot of close games. They just weren't able to come away with the win. They both said the same things, that their teams are very similar, and it really could all come down to just one event today. Now, there was a bit of a shakeup in the rankings this week. On Monday night, Maryland competed, and they had their season best score. Next for the Penguins is a day off, and then they turn their attention to the Bruins on Tuesday. The Penguins were on lockdown in their hotel in Boston basically all day, but the manhunt is over. The Bomber is captured, and the Pens and Bruins will play tomorrow at 12:30 after tonight's game was postponed. But because of tonight's postponement, it will impact tomorrow night's game against the Sabres back here in Pittsburgh, which has been moved to Tuesday night. The Bucks beat the best tonight. Wandy Rodriguez back on the mound, and he pitched a one-hit gem. 2 good games in a row for Pedro Alvarez. He got his first Thursday night, and here's his second last night. And look at this one. Almost a river shot. Bucks up 2-0, and the Bucks keep it going. A few batters later, Jose Tabata doubles in one more. 3-0 Pirates. Russell Martin would score on that one there. And then in the 5th, more Bucco offense. Bases loaded for Garrett Jones, and GI comes through. Singles to score Tabata and Snyder. 5-0 battling Bucks. And turns out that's more than they would need. Rodriguez, a monster on the mound, only gave up 1 hit in 7 innings, and so far this year has only given up 1 earned run. Bucks beat the Braves 6-0. James Harrison has officially found a new home, and you'll still get to see him at least twice a year, signing a 2-year deal with the Cincinnati Bengals. Harrison wanted to stay in the AFC North. The Bengals picked him over former Miami linebacker Carlos Dansby. The Steelers cut Harrison last month after he refused to take a pay cut. The former Steelers All-Pro linebacker tweeted, "Who day? Hello, Cincinnati." The Steelers and Bengals play September 16th in Cincy, and Harrison gets to come back to Pittsburgh on December 15th. Should be interesting, a Sunday night game right here on Channel 11. I'm Kathryn Ghion, and that's sports. The last time the Islanders visited Consol, they handed the Penguins a loss. But tonight, however, it was a different story as the Penguins win their 5th in a row thanks to strong performances from Sidney Crosby and Chris Kunitz.
Tonight we found a way to take advantage of our chances. It wasn't a ton of shots, but we made the most of our chances. Obviously, Cooney was great, especially around the net.
With 5 points tonight for Crosby and Kunitz and 2 goals from Pascal Dupuis, the Pens' front line continues to find a way to give each other opportunities.
The way Cooney's firing the puck right now, just he makes all of us look good by just putting the puck in the net like he's doing.
He's not a flashy player. He's not a guy that goes end to end or tries to beat guys one-on-one.
He lets me create time to get up into the play or go to the net. So that's kind of what you look for when you play with him.
When you play with the best player in the game, it's a matter of getting open, giving him the puck, and they'll make the plays. We all see what he can do out there, and it's tonight is just another night for him.
Next for the Penguins is a day off, and then they turn their attention to the Bruins on Tuesday. Reporting from Consol Energy Center, I'm Kathryn Ghion, Channel 11 Sports. When you look at these two teams, they're taking a very similar approach to the season in terms of taking it game by game. For the Panthers, it's all about looking at their opponents and how they're matching up with them. They played some really good opponents so far this season, and they're playing well, but not quite at the level they want to be. And for Syracuse, it's really all about ball control for this young team. In the games where they've been able to master that, they've been able to have their highest offensive outputs this season. Not only is she ranked in the ACC, but she's also in the top 10 in Syracuse history in blocks. And she's had some of the highest individual performances for a blocker this season in the entire conference. But as of late, they've really tried to get her more touches on the ball, make her into more of a hitter, so look for her to do some of that today. Defense is going to be very important for both teams tonight. Pitt has always been a very defensive-minded team, but Notre Dame, they know they're coming in against what can be a very high-powered Pitt offense, so their defense needs to be on point, especially setting their blocks at the net. Zitzi has worked really hard throughout her career to really establish herself as the go-to setter. She's been working on all aspects of her game, and she really has such an ability to get the ball to all of Pitt's high-powered hitters. Keep an eye out for freshman middle blocker Sam Fry. From the minute she stepped on the court at Notre Dame, she had some really big blocking matches, and more recently they've been working with her on her shot selection as well, so she can put down kills for the Irish. Both teams trying to win out the rest of the season, but for different reasons. NC State, they're already one of the top teams in the ACC, but they're trying to improve their overall record in hopes of making the NCAA tournament. Pitt, on the other hand, They want to improve their ACC record as well, but really just to bring a positive end to the season and to set themselves up better for next year. When you have a team like NC State who is very defense first, you need a libero like her. She can make big plays. She's put up great numbers already this season. She plays on all 6 rotations for the Wolfpack, so she will have several of big hitters from Pitt to contend with today, one of which is Maria Yenitsaridi. Here's a player who started the season as somebody that Pitt didn't necessarily want in on big defensive situations, but she's really worked on that part of her game. She's jumping higher, she's hitting harder, and she's also now making a big impact in the serving game as well. Evans's blocking efforts have earned her a place in the top 10 in the conference right now, but as of late, she's really been able to get that hitting percentage up to become a dual threat. Yezel is tied with teammate Jessica Wynn for the lead in kills, but what really sets her apart is her blocking. She's second for the Panthers in blocking, and she's really holding down that right side. A frigid day in Pittsburgh as we get ready for an East Atlantic Gymnastics League matchup between the University of New Hampshire Wildcats and the Pittsburgh Panthers here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. But before we get to all of that, let's take a quick look at the Eagles standings. Right now we have Rutgers on top at 2-0, Pitt coming in the middle in the 5th place spot, and UNH sitting at 7th. Both Pitt and UNH need a win today to keep pace with the rest of the conference. Hello everybody, I'm Kathryn Ghion alongside my partner Erica Coffey. And Erica, Pitt really off to a strong start so far this season. They had a win versus Towson and most recently at number 25 Michigan State. Like I mentioned, the season is coming to a close, and that means all of the teams are trying to get their highest scores of the season in hopes of being in the top 36 in the rankings that qualify for regionals. Now, there was a bit of a shakeup in the rankings this week. On Monday night, Maryland competed, and they had their season best score. Now, that propelled them above Pitt in the rankings. Now, don't count out UNC yet. They're not quite as deep as the other 2 teams you will see tonight, but they're still very much in the hunt for their place in the top 36.